You've probably heard about the Amish, and if you live in Pennsylvania or the Midwest, you may have even seen them now and again. But the truth is that few people really know a whole lot about this mysterious group of people who happily live throughout the United States. Within their own communities, they have shunned technology, and although friendly people, generally shut themselves from the rest of the world. This has caused them to create a whole new set of norms and traditions, which are as interesting as they are mysterious and strange. From their wedding traditions to their thoughts on modern medicine, we are taking you on a deep dive into the Amish lifestyle. But before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. Many people often think that Amish people use zero electricity, but that is not always the case. While they do shun technology, there are occasions when electricity is used, including in times of emergency. There is a particular reason why they don't allow technology, and it goes back to their strong belief in God. The reason they follow this practice is because of Gelassenheit, which is a German word meaning the community should use the earth as God intended. Some Amish communities allow people to have landline phones in their barns because it is a necessity, but it cannot be used in their homes. If you look at all the pictures of Amish men, you will probably notice that they typically have a long beard, but a clean-shaven face. This tradition dates back to the 1800s, when mustaches were seen as a symbol of wealth or for people who were in the armed forces, but that goes against the Amish beliefs. The Amish believe that they should look how God intended, so they don't cut their beards. They decided to shave their mustaches because they didn't like what it symbolized and how it was a fashion trend at the time. There is a tradition among Amish people that dates back to when they first settled in the United States. They call all non-Amish people English regardless of race or ethnicity. They started calling outsiders English because that was the language their outsider neighbors spoke, and it stuck throughout time. Things don't typically change in Amish society when it comes to tradition, so to this day, they still call outsiders English people. You will not find anyone in the Amish community with an Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter account. They do not use electricity or technology, so they don't even take pictures of each other. In fact, they don't even allow paintings of people, which involves zero electricity, so why is it banned? In the Amish world, it is strictly forbidden for someone to own images of people, whether it is of their family or themselves. When a member of the Amish community dies, there are no images to remember them by, so people only have their memories. Pictures of people are seen as graven images. After women leave school, they begin learning to sew, cook, keep a house, and care for their families, as Amish women are expected to be housewives. Their primary role is to tend to children and manage the household, essentially acting as caregivers. Amish women do not hold leadership roles or make decisions for themselves. Upon marriage, their husbands assume full control, and their duties center around domestic chores. The Amish community adheres strictly to a set of rules known as the Ordnung, a book containing guidelines that every member must follow. This includes dress codes, restrictions on technology, and rules for buggies. Violating these rules can result in severe consequences, such as being shunned for a period or even excommunicated from the community. These punishments are intended to encourage individuals to reflect on their actions and return repentant. In the Amish belief system, faith in God supersedes scientific knowledge. DNA testing, for instance, is prohibited, and many people end up marrying close relatives, leading to accidental inbreeding. However, they believe that if someone marries a third cousin, it is part of God's plan. Teenagers in the Amish community go through a rite of passage called Rumspringa, which allows them to experience the outside world. This period can last from a week to a few years. While exploring the outside world, Amish teens are not punished for their actions, as the community understands the importance of rebellion at this age. After this time, they are expected to return and commit to the Amish lifestyle. Although it is often assumed that Amish teens don't get to have fun, the community acknowledges their need for independence and exploration. During Rumspringa, teens can experience modern society before becoming adults. Popular media, like the show Breaking Amish, has showcased this period of freedom, where teens can explore big cities and modern technology. In the Amish community, courtship and marriage follow strict traditions. Before marriage, couples are allowed to spend one night together in the same bed, but intimacy is forbidden. This tradition is seen as a way for couples to grow closer and ensure they are truly meant for each other. In Amish society, dating is strictly governed by faith. A couple must share the same religious beliefs for a successful marriage. Before dating, both partners must be baptized into the Amish church. Couples are allowed to meet in public spaces to ensure there are no intimate encounters before marriage, and they can marry anyone within the Amish community who shares the same beliefs, though these marriages are not arranged. A curious Amish tradition is their faceless toys. These handmade toys, ranging from dolls to horses, lack faces to teach children that appearance doesn't matter and that everyone is loved and important. This lesson reinforces their values early on. Outsiders wishing to join the Amish must undergo an internship with an Amish family. This journey tests their commitment to the Amish way of life. To fully join, individuals must leave behind modern conveniences like phones and social media. Once the church approves, they can become a member. Interestingly, cancer is rare among the Amish. Some attribute this to their diet consisting of homegrown, chemical-free produce or their avoidance of modern technology, which could reduce exposure to harmful radiation. For newlyweds, the honeymoon is an unconventional tradition. After the wedding, the couple spends their first night at the bride's parents' home, then moves between relatives' homes. Only after this process are they allowed to spend a night alone. The Amish speak 3 languages: German, English, and Pennsylvanian Dutch. German is used for religious services, while Pennsylvanian Dutch is spoken daily. English is used to communicate with outsiders. Unlike many other religious communities, the Amish do not baptize babies. Instead, individuals are baptized between the ages of 16 and 24, once they are old enough to make the decision to join the Amish faith. Before marriage, the Amish couple must seek approval from the church, not their parents. If the church approves, the engagement is announced in the town's paper and the marriage follows shortly after. The term Amish comes from Jacob Amann, a Swiss Anabaptist who founded the movement in the 1700s. Breaking away from the Mennonites, he sought a simpler, more devout way of life, which led to the establishment of Amish communities in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and other parts of the Midwest. Today, their way of life continues to captivate the outside world. When an Amish couple gets married, the ceremony is simple and devoid of extravagance. The bride wears a modest blue dress with a bonnet, and no makeup or jewelry is allowed, not even a diamond ring. The Amish shun materialism, believing marriage should be for love, not for wealth or possessions. During their honeymoon, couples don't have a private home, but instead move between relatives' houses, spreading the honeymoon period across multiple locations. Once it's over, the newlyweds often live with their parents until they can afford a home, which is a normal part of Amish life, though it may seem unusual to outsiders. The Amish live by a strong sense of community. They often help each other with tasks like building barns, an essential tradition. Every community member participates, and the barns are built by hand without any electricity or modern tools. This tradition symbolizes selflessness and cooperation. Additionally, the Amish often come together to support individuals in need, such as by contributing to medical bills, regardless of the cost. There's a notable distinction between the Amish and Mennonites. While the Amish derive from the Mennonites, they live vastly different lives. Mennonites are more modern, embracing technology, while the Amish reject it entirely, striving to live simply. Though their dress may appear similar, these differences are significant. Amish dress codes are strict. They cannot wear form-fitting clothes or bright colors, and their clothing must be plain. Women's dresses have specific requirements, such as longer sleeves, no low necklines, and aprons. Men must adhere to facial hair and hat rules, avoiding Western-style hats. These guidelines are set out in the Ordnung, the Amish Rulebook. In Amish society, children stop attending school after 8th grade. Girls begin homemaking training, learning skills like cooking, sewing, and crocheting, while boys are expected to know their future profession by then. Education is vocational in nature, and children are expected to contribute to the community from a young age. After 8th grade, children are trained in various skills, allowing them to choose a trade such as carpentry or homemaking. Each child is expected to contribute to the Amish community as a functioning member, learning through hands-on work. Interestingly, the Amish have no dedicated church buildings. They believe in simplicity, so church services are held anywhere, whether inside a barn or outside during sunset. The Amish live a secluded life, guided by their faith in the teachings of Romans 8:12, which advises them not to conform to the world. This passage serves as the foundation for their way of life, encouraging them to avoid modernity and remain separate from mainstream society. For hundreds of years, this belief has helped the Amish community thrive, maintaining its isolation. Despite rejecting most modern technology, the Amish do believe in modern medicine. While they prefer holistic and homemade remedies, they will seek medical care in emergencies, as the Bible does not prohibit treatment. However, they reject birth control, believing that large families are a blessing, with an ideal of 5 to 7 children. The Amish are pacifists and do not participate in the military. They have maintained this stance since settling in America, avoiding violence and war to preserve peace both within their community and with the outside world. Although isolated, the Amish population is surprisingly large in the U.S., with over 325,000 people spread across 31 states. The population continues to grow, with some Amish communities expanding westward. Among these, there are two groups: the modern Amish, who accept innovations, and the old order Amish Mennonite Church, who reject technological advancements and maintain traditional ways. In Amish culture, the youngest son holds the most significance. Unlike many cultures where the eldest son inherits family property, the youngest son is entrusted with the family's belongings upon the parent's death, as it is believed that by that time, the older children will have established their own lives. The Amish also have strict rules regarding music. They prohibit most forms of self-expression through music to avoid pride, but they allow hymns from the German songbook Auspunsch. These hymns have been passed down through generations and are sung without musical notes, with no one knowing exactly how the original songs sounded. For Amish weddings, the bride must sew her own blue dress, adhering to the tradition of something old, something borrowed, something blue. The dress is not only worn on the wedding day, but also serves as her Sunday church dress, and eventually her burial dress, symbolizing its long-lasting significance. The Amish community limits its shopping to one approved store, where they can purchase stationery, candles, and other items they cannot produce themselves. This store helps them maintain their self-sufficiency while staying true to their desire to remain separate from the outside world.